Testing, testing. Testing, 1, 2, testing. Testing, 1, 2.
Can you hear me? All right.
Okay. Good afternoon and welcome everybody to GCS Credit Union Park for Game 3 of this weekend series, Webster versus Blackburn. On the mound today for Webster is JT Miller. What do you have for JT Miller today?
Yeah, first of all, great to be with you. JT Miller kind of getting a spot start today. Got electric stuff, mostly out of the bullpen. We got some starts last year. He's a sophomore. Throws in the upper eights, has a nice slider to go with it, so I'm excited to watch him pitch today.
JT Miller starts off 1-1 against Adam Holm, leading off here for Blackburn, playing right field today. JT Miller misses low for ball, 2-1 count.
I know Holm had a few good hits yesterday. He's got a nice bat in the leadoff spot for the Beavers.
Misses outside again, 3-1 here. After pitching against this lineup, Smeeves, what do you have to say about them yesterday?
They're very aggressive. They're pretty free swinging. I know they kind of hit me around the first couple innings a few times, but I was able to come back. Their record might not show it, but they've got some guys that could definitely put the ball in play and in the gaps too.
Well, Adam Holm will work the count to 3-2 here as JT Miller will hit the outside corner. And strike 3 called in the outside corner. Goodman will toss it around. That's JT Miller's first strikeout of the day.
It's good to see him get off to a great start, especially with his second start of the year, actually.
In limited innings for Webster this year, JT Miller is actually leading the team in ERA. He has an ERA of 2.31 on the year with a 1.37 whip. The first pitch will be fouled away from Urives.
I know watching JT last year, like I said, he's got absolutely electric stuff. I would argue he's got some of the best stuff, if not the best stuff on the team. So just looking for him to keep improving like he has been.
JT Miller will hit inside for strike 2 on the inside corner. Batting second here for Blackburn is Jaden Urives.
Yeah, he's all on top of the plate there. It's very interesting to see that how close he is to the plate.
308 hitter on the year with 13 RBIs, 16 runs, and 5 stolen bases. JT Miller will miss inside for a ball.
As a pitcher, it's very uncomfortable seeing a guy that's that close to the plate. Kind of want to work inside, but you also don't want to hit him.
That ball will be lined to center field. Adam Level will take a step back and come in to make the grab. Tell us, Smeeves, what do you have to say about the wind today? It looks like it's blowing in a different direction than it has all week.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the week, even on Wednesday when we played, and yesterday the wind was blowing out to left field, left center. Now it's kind of looks like it's still blowing out, but it's blowing across the field out to right field. So very different day out here. It's much warmer today, and the wind's still flying, just in a different direction.
Just noticing the start with the wind difference, it looks like Coach Kirch is having our left fielder play much more shallow. In the previous few games, Malik Wirges, who was in left field, was playing almost on the warning track. Now RJ Laraco is playing in between the cutout and the warning track in left field.
Yeah, we saw a couple times on Wednesday when we played WashU that there's a couple balls hit that ended up being home runs that on a day like today are probably just flyouts either to the warning track or maybe not even to the warning track.
The 1-1 pitch to Jackson is a ground ball to left field. First hit of the day for Blackburn.
It's good to see Miller filling up the strike zone early.
And batting cleanup for Blackburn is R.J. Arredondo. The catcher is batting .286 on the year with 1 home run, 10 RBIs, and 15 runs. He will swing and miss for strike 1. Tell us about some different pitches that JT Miller that we should expect him to throw, Smeeves.
Yeah, he's got a nice 1-2 punch with the upper 80s fastball and a nice wipeout slider that when it's on, it's one of the nastiest pitches on the pitching staff here. That one gets away from him, but
Jackson will advance to second there on the wild pitch. JT Miller now has Arredondo in a 1-1 count with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. And he will miss outside with a fastball. 2-1 now.
yeah, I've touched on this a few minutes ago, but one thing I noticed pitching yesterday is all of these guys are all right up on the plate. They want to take away that outside half of the plate and kind of go to right field with it.
And that's another Blackburn batter standing on the white line of the batter's box, right on the inside corner there. And that ball is flied to center field. Adam Level will go back on it, get to the spot, and he will make the grab. And that's 3 down in the top of the first inning here. Webster will be leading off next inning. And we're back to here at GCS. Webster University leading it off for the day. They will be getting their first at-bats. Leading off for the Gorlocks, Adam Level, who was our player of the day yesterday with 4 hits. And what do you have for Colton Beckett, Blackburn's pitcher?
Yeah, left-hander, sophomore, a little soft-tossing lefty, kind of like myself. Be interesting to see. I think it said he's got the 4th most innings on the team, so clearly he's a guy they've gone to all year.
And that'll be in for strike 1 on the outside corner. It seems like Adam Level really wants to work these counts. He often takes the first pitch, even if it's a strike.
Yeah, he does a great job as a leadoff hitter of setting the tone, kind of seeing enough pitches for the other guys in the order to know what the pitcher's got. There's a curveball there.
He'll foul that back for strike 2. Adam Level, it seemed he was always in 2 strike counts as well yesterday, but hardly struck out if at all. Always putting the ball in play, racking up 4 total hits.
Yeah, I know. I see a lot of stuff on the baseball field from the pitcher's point of view, and I can tell you Adam Lovell is not a fun at bat as a pitcher.
And Level will foul away that pitch from Beckett. 1-2 count.
Like that's just the type of stuff Adam Lovell does right there. That was a great 1-2 pitch on the outside corner. You're not really going to do much with that pitch in play, but you can foul it off and live to see another day.
Curveball from Beckett will be flied into shallow left field, and it'll be handled for the first out today for Blackburn. And now, Smeeves, if you could touch on what you saw from Blackburn's defense, it seemed to be really costly, and it's been something that's been costly for them the entire year as they've let up a lot of unearned runs.
Yeah, I think yesterday I thought their pitchers actually did all right. I know that we had a lot of guys on base, but the pitchers seem to be throwing strikes. I don't know that we had too many walks yesterday, so the defense can play well today. They'll probably be in a lot better spot deeper into the game here.
And batting in the 2-hole today for Webster's R.J. Laraco, making his first appearance coming off the hamstring injury for Webster yesterday, and he hit a home run in his first game back. And that'll be flied into deep right field. Blackburn going back on it. He will make the grab. And that will be 2 outs for Webster. What did you see from R.J. Laraco in his first game back?
Yeah, it was just honestly just great to have him back. You know, we hit a home run yesterday, and that's just what R.J. does. He's a pure hitter, and I would argue he's probably, if not the best, he's a top 3 kind of bat in this lineup for Webster, and it's just great to have him back. I know he's been nursing 2 separate hamstring injuries, one at the beginning of the year and one in Florida, so it's great to have him back.
In the 0-0 pitch to Swords will be in for a strike. He's been a staple in Webster's lineup for 5 years now, an All-American. Struggled a little bit of late, but he's still the heart and soul of this Squirrelocks lineup. And that'll be in for a ball.
Like you said, hopefully he start getting back on track here. As good as hitter he is, he's not going to be in the slump for too long.
He really gave a ball a ride yesterday in the deep right center. We thought he had a home run from the booth, but just caught on the warning track in deep right center. That'll be in for strike 2.
Blackburn's pitcher, Beckett, he's off to a good start here. He's really filling up the zone and kind of getting ahead in the count. It's allowing him to use all of his pitches to his advantage here.
That'll be grounded to shortstop. Blackburn ranging over, and he will make an error.
That's what we just mentioned there, Jared.
Yeah, it plagued them yesterday, and it looks like they're off to a bad start today, this Blackburn defense. And now stepping in the box is Evan Avalo, the red-hot freshman for Webster. What have you seen from Evan?
I mean, we talked to pure hitters here with RJ, but here's one guy that does not get cheated at the plate. Every swing is with an intent to hit the ball very far, and he's just such an exciting hitter to watch, and he's only a freshman, so he's only going to get better.
And the 0-0 pitch is looped in for a curveball for strike 1.
It's an interesting stretch of hitters here against the left-handed pitcher with 3 lefties coming up, and Avalo, Wielt, and Smith. Smith moving down the order after RJ came back from injury.
Pickoff move to first base. That was an odd move, and it will be a balk. Yesterday, there was a balk too when the pitcher went over the 45-degree angle and recrossed that line.
Yeah, I believe yesterday was also a lefty who did the same thing. So.
Yeah, that move just looked off from the start. And Evan Avalo will line a drive softly into center field. Ben Swords will round third, and he will come in to score. It is a 1-0 Webster lead in the first inning.
talked about it. We talked about a guy in Avalo who doesn't get cheated at the plate, but that he did a little something different there where he kind of just flared and threw his hands at the ball, flared in the left center there, which we don't see it too much out of Evan. Every ball it seems that he hits is super hard, but it's good to see him kind of using the whole field there.
And how costly is it with 2 outs with no one on to let base runners on base and give up runs with 2 outs? That's what wins ball games. What do you think, Smeeves?
It's what wins ball games. It's also what loses ball games. So there's another unearned run for Beckett, who I thought was off to a pretty good start here.
And strike 1 to Parker Wheel is on the outside corner. Parker Wheel has been leading Webster in batting this year, batting .386 with a .960 OPS coming from Southern Illinois, Edwardsville.
Yeah, it seems like he just got here and all he does is just hit the ball. He's improving on the defensive end too at first base, coming as a guy that played predominantly in the outfield. And we've also seen him as a pitcher. Unfortunately, he hasn't pitched in a lot of games, but he's been nasty when he has.
As Evan Avalo will get picked off stealing and thrown out at second base. That'll close at the top of the second inning here, bottom of the first inning here for Webster versus Blackburn. And we are back here leading off the top of the second inning. JT Miller back on the bump. Seems like when he pitches, his arm really gets far back and he whips it across. Very deceptive as a batter. I can say that when I've hit against him. What do you think, Smeeves?
Yeah, one thing noticed about him, he kind of lines up on the third base side of the rubber. So as a right-handed batter, the ball almost looks like it's coming behind you when he lets it go.
And the first pitch will be fouled back. 0-1 count to Lozano. And that will miss for a ball. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch will be fouled away.
One thing to keep an eye on with JT on the mound here, you said he has a whippy arm, which he really does, and sometimes when it gets away from him, he's kind of pulling off and opening up his front shoulder, and that's when the ball can head to the backstop or be outside. So if he stays closed, he's going to be very hard to hit.
The 1-2 pitch will be a curveball spiked in the dirt, taken by Lozano. And another sweeping breaking ball that'll miss. Now Lozano's worked to a full count here.
Yeah, I know you mentioned Jared, JT having the lowest ERA on the team with limited innings, but he also has the lowest batting average against at 171. So nobody, as there's a hit, so I jinxed him, but relatively on the season, nobody's really hit him around at all when he's been in the zone. So
And now batting for Blackburn is Brock Learley, the 5'10", 180-pound freshman from Argenta, Illinois. In few appearances this year, he's batting 111 in 9 total games played. And that'll go for strike one.
Blackburn was pretty aggressive on the bases when they had runners on yesterday, so we'll see what they decide to do here today.
And that'll get away from JT Miller, hitting Learley in the arm. Now first and second.
Sometimes that's what happened to me yesterday when you have guys that are standing on top of the plate like that and you try to go inside with it. Sometimes it can get away from you. But you got to try to work in there because when you do start to get inside, that'll brush them off the plate a little bit.
With the gaudy strikeout numbers for JT Miller have come a lot of walks and hit by pitches as well. Has control been an issue for JT Miller and a point of focus this year?
Yeah, it definitely was a point of focus in the winter. I think Coach Santiago, the pitching coach, we had
good play by Ben Swords there on the bunt. That'll go down as a sacrifice.
We talked with as a staff, and obviously JT's involved in that, is kind of just getting ahead in the count right away, forcing them to put the ball in play instead of us giving them free runners. And JT had a little bit of a problem with that last year, but we'll see. He's turned it around a little bit this year, and hopefully he can keep going on the right path.
That'll be grounded foul by Platt. Trevor Platt, the senior outfielder for Blackburn, is up in a big spot here with runners on in scoring position early in this game. We talked about yesterday how Webster was able to stay ahead the entire game. It's important Blackburn can get on the board early on. He's only batting 147 in 23 games played this year. An 0-1 pitch from JT Miller will miss down another slider. Platt does not pull the trigger.
That was a great block there from Goodman. He's been awesome at that his whole career here at Webster. As a pitcher too, it's very comforting when you have a guy back there catching that you're not afraid to spike a ball.
And that ball is thrown into center field on a botched pickoff move. And that'll be the first run of the day for Blackburn.
Miller just needs to settle down here and get out of the inning here, just fill up the strike zone and not let that get in his head. It's very early in the game here.
And the 1-1 pitch to Platt. Bunt attempt taken for a ball.
It looked like a pretty good pitch there from Miller.
Two hits on JT Miller early. That is unlikely for batters against JT Miller this year. He's been very hard to hit off of. And that'll go in for another ball. 3-1 count here for Blackburn.
With Miller kind of getting the spot start today, hasn't had a start in a while. He's probably not built up to go deep into the game. Will be interesting to see how early the bullpen gets up here for the Gorlocks.
Swing and a miss. Strike two against Platt. It's another 3-2 count for JT Miller, working deep into counts here. Definitely will run the pitch count high. May not be long before we do see activity down there in the bullpen.
You're talking about the outfielders being shallow. They're extremely shallow right now. I mean, Adam Lovell in center field is playing as shallow as I've seen.
With the wind blowing in today, Coach Kirch really wants to prioritize keeping the runners from moving first to third and second to home. And now a mound visit from Coach Kirch. Coach Adrian Santiago will jog down to the bullpen, and somebody will start to get loose.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have some activity here in the bullpen. Coach probably going to go calm JT down on the mound and give some time for the bullpen to get hot. Looks like it's Scott Detweiler down there. Actually, it is not Scott Detweiler.
It looks like Cooper Hake. What do you think, Smeeves?
I believe that is Cooper Hake. Looks like it's Devin Scholstead is also going to join Cooper in the bullpen. We're going to have some double barrel action early on here. Hopefully we can get strike one here for Miller and kind of get ahead in the count so we can start working in all of his pitches.
And the 0-0 pitch to Sullivan will go in for strike one. He will take another pitch for strike two.
See, now he's got a lot to play with here. 0-2, way ahead in the count. Basically got any pitch he wants here.
Definitely don't want to go down looking here if you're Blackburn. A big opportunity with runners on. You can take an early lead against the Webster Gorlocks. And he will swing and miss, strike three. Slider in the dirt by JT Miller. And that's what Smeeves is talking about. He can use his entire pitch arsenal when he has you ahead. Tell us what you saw there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just getting ahead in the count. And then, I mean, he has such electric stuff that when he gets ahead in the count, it gets to 0-2. He can run a fastball by or he can dump a slider in the dirt there, and it's going to be extremely hard to hit, especially when you're on the defensive side down 0-2.
Now the senior Adam Holm will be coming to bat, batting .369, exactly who you want up with runners in scoring position. Strike one will be fouled away.
He had a lot of nice swings yesterday, as a guy that's hitting 396 or 369 probably will. It's funny on his bio here on Blackburn's website, he has 59 career Fortnite victories. And if you don't know what Fortnite is, it's a video game. I myself am not very good at, but it is a very enjoyable game.
Well, maybe he can add a SLIAC all-conference on his resume this year after batting .369. Add that to the 50 Fortnite victories that he does have. Strike two will be fouled away.
Yeah, he did a nice job of fouling that one off there, staying alive in the count. Like I said, here's another 0-2 count for Miller. He can rely on Goodman to block anything in the dirt, so that should not be an issue there.
Anything else we should expect other than the slider here on two strikes?
I mean, you could expect a high fastball here or a slider, I would imagine. Probably nothing close to the zone.
Slider indeed. That Home will get a lot of. The wind is blowing in. RJ LaRocca will get to the spot and make the grab.
Yeah, that might have been a home run on Wednesday night here, but not today.
Most certainly it would. 1-1 after 1.5. And now coming to bat is Parker Wilt for this Webster team. And Smeeves would like to tell us how difficult it has been to get Parker Wilt innings on the bump, as it will come out of his preparation for batting, especially late in games.
Yeah, I mean, Parker, what is he in the 5-hole here? He's been one of our fixtures in the lineup all season, but he's also a two-way guy. He's got electric stuff out of the bullpen, and he's been used as a closer for most of the year when he's been in.
And the first pitch will be flied out to left field. That wind really pulling the balls back in. Left fielder had to really come in far to make that catch. And now A.J. Smith, the 7th-year senior for Webster, will make his first at bat of the day.
Yeah, here's another guy along with Swords who's kind of been in a little bit of a rut lately, looking to kind of snap out of it here. As a veteran guy, you would expect him to snap out of it very quickly, like Swords.
Breaking ball misses high for ball 1.
I think Beckett's done a nice job of mixing in his fastball and his curveball to start the game here and really filling up the zone and getting ahead of hitters.
A.J. Smith will show bunt, take it for a ball. And as we were talking about yesterday, these Webster hitters are not shy to show pressure bunts. Whenever the third baseman is playing back, expect a pressure bunt down the line.
Yeah, we see it now. I mean, the third baseman here was way in on the grass expecting that bunt.
A.J. Smith will roll over to first base. Easy play for the second out of the inning for Blackburn. And although Game 2 yesterday was a blowout for Webster, ending in a mercy rule before the 9 innings, the 10-run mercy rule after 7, Game 1 was a close game, and Game 3 of this series appears to be close to 1-1 in the bottom of the second with 2 outs. Blackburn hanging in so far. And now Malik Weirgis steps to the plate. The transfer out of Butler. He will take pitch 1 for a ball.
Yeah, Malik, he's awesome. First of all, he's an awesome human being, one of the best teammates in our locker room, and he's also a great hitter to go along with it. Some unfortunate injury luck here, but he's had a nice season so far.
And that must have been high too. It looked pretty good to me here from the box, but our view is not great.
That was a nice pitch on the inside corner there.
Fouled away for strike 2. Malik's had a little bit of trouble this year in 2 strikes, leading the Gorlock teams in strikeouts this year at 19. But it also comes with incredible power, as he's led the Gorlocks in extra base hits, 5 doubles, 3 triples, and 2 home runs this year. The 2-2 pitch misses in, slider. That'll be a full count for Malik, 3-2, 2 outs.
Look for a fastball here. He doesn't want to walk him here with 2 outs. Base hit doesn't really hurt him here.
Indeed it is. Fastball misses high.
It's good at bat there from Wurgis.
And that again is the second inning in a row where Blackburn was able to keep runners off the bases until 2 outs. Now walking Malik Weirgis. We'll see if Webster can rally again with 2 outs. And now batting is the catcher, Zach Goodman, who previously had this job last year when he was injured. But I'm sure he's back happy that he's playing.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't plan on being up here anytime soon, and I don't think any of us plan on that.
Well, maybe you as a pitcher.
Yeah.
You have a few off days too.
Yeah, exactly.
The first pitch will miss outside for a ball.
Goodman usually works a very good at bat here. Kind of another guy that will see some pitches.
Typical catcher who knows how to work the zone, as he is catching the game right in front of the umpire, and that'll be fouled away down the left field line. Now a 1-1 count to Zach Goodman.
I know being friends with Zach for going on 3 years now, I know one thing about him on the baseball field is as a catcher, he definitely likes to have nice conversations with the umpire. I don't know if he's sweet talking him for his at-bats or what, but
And the 1-1 pitch will be fouled down the line for strike 2. Yeah, that relationship between a catcher and an umpire is always important. As Smeeves knows right here as a pitcher.
Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised here if we see we're just on the run here with 2 outs and the 2-strike count.
Curveball. Goodman will pop up to short. And Blackburn will make the play. And we are 1-1 Gorlocks through 2. And we are back in the top of the 3rd inning here at GCS Credit Union Ballpark. And now batting for the Blackburn Beavers, Jaden Arrives, the second baseman, who is 0 for 1 today. And JT Miller will miss high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch will be inside for ball 2. JT Miller will find the zone for strike 1. That is now 4 balls taken in a row by Blackburn, by Arrives. And he will work the count to 3-1. Has not taken a swing yet. And the 3-1 pitch will hit him in the elbow.
Didn't seem to look happy about that one.
Did not. Arrives showed a little bit of emotion there, throwing his bat down. As if JT Miller was trying to hit him. Maybe he will wear an elbow guard the next time he's at the plate. He does not want that to hurt.
Looks like we might have a pitching change here.
Coach Kurtz will signal to the bullpen, and Cooper Hake will get the call. We will be back to you after this. We are back in the top of the third inning here at GCS Credit Union Park. Coach Courage opted to go to the bullpen early today. At least his starter has lasted into a game this weekend. And he is going with the 6-year senior, Cooper Hake. Smeeves, what can you tell us about Cooper?
Oh, like you said, he's a 6-year senior, so he's got plenty of experience here. Guy we saw yesterday actually coming out of the bullpen in the first game.
And that'll be fouled away for strike one.
He's gonna throw a lot of strikes. He's not gonna strike a ton of guys out, but he's gonna get very quick outs and hopefully get a ground ball double play here. I know he went 2 innings yesterday of no run ball, only gave up a hit, so we'll see how long he can go into this game.
And the shortstop Jackson for Blackburn is batting 1 for 1 today already, and he will bunt to first base. Parker Wheel will dive and tag him out. He is out. That will go down as a sacrifice bunt. Almost had a hit there. Good play by Parker Wheel, who looks a little bit shaken up after the play and will get time.
That was a great play from Wilt there. Kind of the only play he had there, as it was a pretty good bunt.
As a pitcher, Smeeves, tell us about PFP there. Was Cooper Hake a little bit late coming off the mound to cover first?
I don't think it didn't look to me like he was just a little late. He put it in a great spot. Kind of, it would have been too hard to flip that ball as Parker was in front and Cooper was on the run trying to get to the bag. So I think Parker made a great play and probably the only play he had there.
Indeed, a great play by Parker Wilt there. As ball 1 will miss inside to Arredondo, the catcher, who was 0 for 1 today with a flyout. And we have a score update for all Cardinals fans. Pittsburgh Pirates are beating the Cardinals 7-3 today. Nolan Arenado will remain hot though. He's 1 for 2 with a home run and 2 RBIs today. He's having a great hot start to the season.
Right across the river here.
Now back to GCS. Cooper Hake will miss again for ball 2. And Cooper Hake will drop a curveball in for strike 1, a 2-1 count.
You're going to see a good mix from Cooper. He's got a nice fastball, nice curveball. But the one thing I really like about Cooper, he's got a pretty nasty cutter to go along with it. That doesn't drop like a slider, but it kind of moves pretty well.
And Cooper will miss low. Now a 3-1 count.
We're at one of these counts now where it's not, with the base open, it's not the worst thing in the world. You don't want to give in to this guy. Obviously, it's only early in the game, but
Hake will clip the inside corner for strike 2. Another full count, 3-2-1 outs.
see what kind of pitch here comes here. He's probably got a lot to work with the base open. Wouldn't be shocked if it was an off-speed pitch.
Fouled away. And we will restart at 3-2.
Coop's a guy on the mound here where he's definitely not going to get rattled by anything he sees, so it's good to have trust in a guy who you know will fill up the strike zone and not be rattled.
A 3-2 pitch, a curveball, grounded to Matt Staker at short, who will throw on the run. Picked by Parker Wield at first, but not in time.
Nothing hurt really there. I mean, it was a good pitch from Cooper, good play from Staker, just kind of didn't get it there in time, and obviously a tough play.
Looks like his arm is all better after the end of the Florida trip, which he was beaten up a little bit.
Yeah, it's awesome to have him back. So much trust as a pitcher to have a guy like that. Him being back at short and Ben being back at third.
And now there will be another mound visit for Bill Courage. Coach Courage here. Not afraid to make pitching changes. As we mentioned earlier, it looks like Ben Kowalski, Webster's dominant reliever this year, is warming up in the pen.
Yep, he's bringing his guy in. Obviously an important part of the game here. Only the third inning, but don't don't want to get behind in this game and have to work from behind. So he's going to go to his guy right away, which he's definitely done before, and it's definitely worked out for him in the past.
And some other score updates here in Major League Baseball. Reds over Braves 6-3 in the top of the 6th. Mets over Nationals 2-1 in the top of the 7th. Rangers over Blue Jays 9-6 in the top of the 6th. Rays over Orioles 4-0 in the bottom of the 7th.
Do you mind giving me a Cubs update as a Cubs fan here?
3-1 Cubs over Brewers. They are looking to sweep to start the season.
That's what I like to hear.
People expected them to not be as good this year, trading away all their stars from the 2016 World Series era. How do you feel about that, Smeeves?
I've moved past it. It took me a little while, but I moved past it. I'm excited to see what these new young guys can do.
Well, we will be back to you at GCS after this. Ben Kowalski comes in for Webster. Gorlocks versus Blackburn. And now coming in to pitch for Webster University is the fifth-year senior Ben Kowalski. What do you have for us on Ben Kowalski, Smeeves?
Like we just mentioned before we came back, or before we went away for break there, he's our guy out of the bullpen all year. He has been.
Good block by Goodman, but it was a good dirt ball read by Blackburn as he's able to advance from second to third.
Just back to Ben here for a second. He just threw on Wednesday against Wash U and threw 5 1/3 innings of dominant baseball with 8 strikeouts. He leads the team in wins. He leads the team in a lot of categories. He's got a nice 3-pitch arsenal: fastball, slider, changeup, and when his changeup's on, it's his best pitch. I would say.
Ben Kowalski was featured on the broadcast on Wednesday versus Wash U as he was our Gorlock of the game for his dominant performance here at GCS. And now the 1-0 pitch to Lozano. In for a strike and fly to center field. Fading to right field. Malik will catch it. He will throw to the plate. The relay to Matt Staker not in time and will be cut. And that is now a 2-1 Blackburn lead here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Like we talked about, Blackburn, and they're not afraid to swing the bat here, and they've come to play today, it looks like.
After a little hiccup in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday in a 10-0 loss via the mercy rule on a Dylan Coleman, I guess you could call it walk-off, they are back here today, really fighting. These Beavers not wanting to go down. The pitch is in for a strike. Goodman will throw him out at second base. Great throw from Goodman using the turf at GCS. Very fast, as we mentioned yesterday, to throw out the runner on a hop. Now it is 2-1 Blackburn after 2.5 innings. And Matthew Staker will come to bat here for Webster, the starting shortstop. 5-year starter here at Webster University. He's dealt with some injuries. He's been beaten up over his career, but yet he is still playing. And the 0-0 pitch from Beckett will miss for a ball outside.
You know, Staker, for the most part of his career, has been known as kind of a glove-first guy, but he's had a nice year at the plate so far and kind of gone overlooked. But he's having a great start to the season at the plate. His defense never rests either.
Really nice to see his offensive numbers having a resurgence this year, as he will take 1-0 for a ball. That'll be in for a strike for Beckett.
Yeah, we see the wind really coming into play here. Beckett's jersey and pants are kind of blowing everywhere, and can't feel it in the press box, but you can definitely see it out in the field.
Staker will hit it down the third base line and off the glove of another Blackburn player. That'll go down as an E5 as Staker will advance to second base as the ball rolls into the bullpen.
Yeah, he was playing kind of even with the bag, kind of expecting maybe a Staker bunt, as we all know Staker is one of the, if not the best bunter on the team, one of the best bunters, and kind of came back to bite him there as he didn't have much time to react to that ball that was coming down the line pretty quickly.
Even so, it appeared he got a good hop.
He should have made the play, but he might have had more time had he not been playing for the bunt there.
Blackburn defense letting the Beavers down yet again. It's been costly for them this season.
This is one of the situations here where we might expect a level bunt. We'll see what happens.
Both corners are playing in. Maybe a good time to run behind the third baseman. And it will be a fake bunt steal attempt as Adam Level gets hit in the arm.
Yeah, we saw the third baseman there was playing way in. There was nobody really at third, and Staker tried to take the bag behind him. Fortunately, but unfortunately for us, Staker goes back second. The Level gets the hit by pitch and gets the first here.
You'll see a lot of teams in that situation put on the wheel play where the shortstop before the pitch will sprint over to third base and the third baseman will come in to field the bunt. But the shortstop was playing behind second base, and third base would have been wide open for a stolen base. Webster was stealing had Adam Level not been hit. Now the RJ LaRocca will come to bat after a big game yesterday, as we mentioned earlier. And he will show bunt too, and that's a good pressure bunt down the line. Fielded by Blackburn, thrown on the run, and it seemed he just didn't see the ball. He gets hit in the leg with it. It was a good play on the run by Blackburn's third baseman, a good throw to first base where the second baseman was covering. It just seemed he didn't see the ball coming, and he just got hit in the leg.
Yeah, first of all, outstanding bunt from LaRocca there, and it's good to see him getting down the line with that hamstring issue that's been lingering him all year. It looks like he might be back to being fully healthy again. It's awesome to see him scooting down the line there.
That was a nice play by the third baseman Sullivan there. Just seemed that Urives was not expecting the ball.
This is the guy who wound up here in Swords for the Gorloks with the base load and nobody out. Although you wouldn't mind having many guys up for the Gorloks with bases loaded.
Ben Swords, the All-American, definitely a big spot here for Webster.
I know.
2-1 early.
Looks like in between innings, Coach Courage had a conversation with all the guys on the bench, probably getting into them a little bit and challenging them to come back and start putting the pressure on and get the lead back. So it looks like they've responded well so far.
Beckett down 1-0 to Ben Swords, and he will deal and miss slow. Ball 2.
Yeah, this could be the danger zone here, 2-0. Most likely going to be a fastball to the best hitter in Gorloks history. Recently just broke the record.
Ben Swords definitely has the leverage right now at the plate. Beckett has to come to him, and Ben Swords will take for a strike. Do you think that was he was taking all the way, forcing Beckett to throw a strike, or he just didn't like the pitch there?
I think he was probably taking all the way, which I'm a little surprised by. As it was a 2-0 pitch. It was obviously going to be a fastball there. I thought he might have jumped all over it, but never going to question a guy in Swords' stature.
And Beckett will miss down and in for another ball. 3-1 count. Couldn't have a better situation for Ben Swords, the All-American, up here.
I would look for him here to use the right side of the field, as anything in the air to the left side, even with Swords' power, is probably not getting out of the park.
3-1 pitch. Will miss inside. That'll go as a walk and an RBI for Ben Swords. And Webster will tie the game 2-2. But this jam is still in effect for Beckett. Nowhere near over. He will do it again. Bases loaded, no outs here for Webster University.
Yeah, I didn't think that last pitch was a bad pitch. It was clearly a ball, but one of those where 3-1, it's not a great pitch, but any other time it was probably a pretty good pitch.
Now Beckett will have to face Avalo and Wheel in the heart of the order for this Webster University team. And he will miss inside for a ball. At some point, Beckett's going to have to come and challenge these Webster hitters. Pitching around them with the bases loaded just is not going to work.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that. I know Blackburn used a lot of guys out of the pen yesterday. They didn't have many guys that went deep into multiple innings, but they don't have anybody up in the pen so far. So this is Beckett's inning here.
And that will hit Evan Avalo, who, just like the Blackburn Beavers, stands close on the plate. He likes to take away the outside corner to turn an outside into a middle pitch. That pitch inside, it didn't look terribly in, but since he stands on the white line, that'll hit him. That'll go as a hit by pitch and an RBI.
Yeah, Beckett it looked like Beckett was trying to communicate with the umpire that he thought Avalo was maybe standing over the plate and kind of maybe put his elbow into it, but the umpire did not see the same thing.
There has been some controversy this year, especially with Webster, for that rule that you have to make an attempt to get out of the way. You're not allowed to just let the pitch hit you anymore. How has that affected you on the mound, Smees?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. I've struggled trying to get inside when it seems to me like the guys are sometimes put that elbow out there and I hit them, and sometimes they play the rule. The umpires will see it. Sometimes they don't. It's kind of one of those umpire discretion rules.
Beckett will finally get ahead here, 0-1 to Wheel, and he will take that outside for a ball. 1-1 count, bases loaded, no outs. 3-2 Webster University here in the bottom of the third inning.
I know the catcher, Platt, did a nice job there blocking the ball. Arredondo, sorry, excuse me. He did a nice job of blocking the ball there.
And the 1-1 pitch. Wheeled swings and fouls down the right field line. Good to see him aggressive in these situations. Big RBI opportunity for Parker Wheel, who's been so consistent here for Webster University this year. He is really committed to hitting the baseball wherever it's been pitched, spraying line drives all over the field, and leading Webster University in batting this season.
He came in the fall. I mean, obviously we're in April now, but in the fall back in August, and came in as a transfer. A lot of guys, we really didn't even know what Parker had to offer, and he came and stepped on campus and has hit the ball ever since.
And that's a hanging curveball to Parker Wheel, hit deep into the right field corner, and it is off the foul pole for a home run, grand slam. Parker Wheel. What a swing. That pitch was just hanging in the zone, and Parker is ready to hit it with 2 strikes, just sat on the breaking ball, committing to the off-speed pitch. And that is now a 6-2 Webster University lead, as all 3 runners and the on-deck batter will high-five Parker Wheel at the plate.
Yeah, it's just something we've seen all year out of Wilt. I mean, guy just smashes the ball. I was hoping, looked like that ball was trying to go foul with the wind. Obviously, he's pushing it that way, but I'm glad that it stayed up. And I mean, he's just a hitter.
And unfortunately, Smeeves, you won't be in the dugout as the director of morale to lead the boom chant here for the Gorlocks today.
Not today, but I'm glad to be up here. I'm watching that one go fly out of here.
And the 0-0 pitch will be taken inside for a ball to A.J. Smith.
Gorlocks needed that one. It kind of looked like they started the game a little sluggish after yesterday. That puts a little shot of adrenaline into the team, not only Wilt, but the rest of the lineup as well.
That'll go in as a strike. 1-1 count here to A.J. Smith. And look how quickly Webster University is just able to pull away and take a massive lead here. 6 runs this inning as A.J. Smith will bunt down the first base line and be thrown out by a step at first base.
That was a good idea there from Smith. Perfect bunt. Just a better job of fielding it and getting over to first there.
Now with R.J. LaRocco back in this lineup for Webster, A.J. Smith had been playing right field, but he will now be playing a lot more second base. How has his versatility helped the Gorlocks this year?
It's just been awesome. I mean, last year, my second year here is mostly a DH. Then Staker went down, and we had to kind of shuffle up the positioning, and Smith stepped up and played a little bit of second base. Now he's playing the outfield, and we're going to have an illegal pitch there.
And that's been a huge factor, his versatility, as he was routinely the DH for Webster these past few years. But now you have two first basemen, in Parker Wheel and Evan Avalo, who've been in the lineup. And one of them has to DH, so A.J. Smith has had to play the field. The 1-0 pitch to Malik Wirgiz will loop in and drop in for a strike. Curveball from Beckett. Malik Wirgiz will line a line drive into left field. Nice hit there. Good to see him.
I believe after that Wilt home run, that is the 6th straight game with the home run for the Gorlocks, dating back to last weekend against Westminster and all the way until now.
Seems like they've been as good offensively this year as they have ever been in recent memory.
Yeah, usually we're more defensive and pitching, and the offense kind of comes around as the season goes on, but they've been hot ever since the season started.
Zach Goodman, the catcher, will come up to bat. And that is a delayed steal. Malik will be thrown out at second base as the second baseman, or the shortstop, is able to hold on to that ball.
I apologize after that. It was not 6 straight games with a home run, but 5 out of the last 6. His first game yesterday did not see a home run from the Gorlocks.
And that'll miss low to Zach Goodman. It's now 2-0 on him.
Look for him to really take a hack here. He's going to see a fastball.
And he will drive a ball deep into the right field corner. That'll hit off the wall. Zach Goodman will easily stroll into second base with a double. Gorlocks really starting to heat up here offensively.
Yeah, Zach's a pretty aggressive hitter. I knew right there if he was going to see a fastball. He was sitting on that fastball just ready to rip it down the line.
Team Blackburn has hung around all these games until a 1 inning, the Gorlocks did yesterday. They're just able to pull away offensively, and that'll be a mound visit here for Blackburn. That'll possibly be the end of the day for Beckett.
A lot of stirring in the pen for the Beavers here. See if they decide to make a change. Coach Hammond's coming to the dugout with a lot of paraphernalia on him, getting it back to the dugout after a lot of guys have been on base there.
It's definitely a good thing to see.
Right.
Beckett will remain in the game here for Webster University. Now coming to bat again is Matthew Staker, the shortstop.
And I imagine that mound visit was for a variety of reasons. One, to settle him down, but also to get the pen some time to get hot.
Interesting scoring decision. That ball he hit will go in as a single earlier today, as he will ground another ball to third base. And that'll be the end of the inning for Blackburn. After a huge inning here for Webster University and a grand slam for Parker Wheel, 7-2 Gorlocks through 3. And Ben Kowalski is back on the mound here for Webster University. And batting for the Beavers is Brock Learley, who will ground a ground ball to Matt Staker at shortstop, who will field and throw. So consistent over there, Smeeves. What do you think
Oh,
about
yeah,
that?
it's just, like I said earlier, just comfortability as a pitcher, knowing that guy's back there. He's going to, everything to his left is getting fielded, everything to his right's getting fielded, and it's awesome to have him back there.
As a pitcher, tell us about his throwing mechanics. Interestingly, he puts the ball up the second he fields it and gets it into position to throw. Does that help his consistency?
I mean, I would imagine he's been doing that for a long time, so I'm not going to, I don't really want to critique anything he's doing, especially as a guy who's just a workhorse back there.
The first pitch is in for a strike for a stunning.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long Coach Kurtz goes with Kowalski here. A busy week ahead for the Gorlocks. Two games on Wednesday, a game on Thursday, and then 2 on Saturday. And Kowalski's obviously going to be needed at some point. So with a 7-2 lead here, and it'll be interesting to see how long he decides to go with him.
0-2 pitch line foul down into the bullpen.
It's good to see.
Kowalski very efficient here too. 4 pitches, 4 strikes so far to start the inning.
Yeah, it's good to see the bullpen's live down there. I was planning to spend my day down there in the bullpen, but I got called up here last minute, and now I'm enjoying the game from up here.
And that'll be called strike 3. Kowalski painting the corner. Second out of the inning.
First quick 2 outs there for Kowalski, and after a big inning on the offensive side, come back on the defensive side and get 2 quick outs and hopefully a third. It's good to see a potential shutdown inning here at the right time.
And that pitch will be in for strike 1. Versus Platt, the center fielder, who's 0 for 0 with a sacrifice today. That pitch will be fouled into the dirt for strike 2 again. Kowalski ahead of these bad Beavers hitters, working very efficiently.
Yeah, Platt had a hit in each game, 1 for 3 in each game yesterday, and put a couple nice swings together.
He served as a nice table setter for these Beavers for the top of the lineup. And that pitch will miss for a ball. Kowalski comes, sets, deals, misses inside.
Not a bad pitch there. Obviously not a strike, but it kind of sets up what he can do here with this next pitch.
All 2s on the scoreboard now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And he deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning in the dirt. Goodman will fire to first on a drop strike 3 and get him out.
Well, he set that up perfectly with the off-speed pitch there, and the inside fastball to the off-speed pitch in the dirt was perfect.
7-2 Gorlocks through 3.5. leading off the inning here for the Webster University Gorloks is Adam Level. No one else you would want to be leading you off right here. See what ground a ball to shortstop. Fielded and thrown on the run, and Adam Level will make it close to first, but he will be thrown out. Thrown out by half a step. Never thrown out more than 2.
Yeah, that was a nice play there from Jackson, the shortstop, on the run. Not an easy play with a speedy guy like Lovell coming down the line.
RJ Larocco, you're up to bat for Webster University. That pitch will miss for a ball.
Yeah, Larocco adds a whole new dimension coming back in the lineup for the Gorloks in the 2-hole.
He is 1 for 2 today with a run scored. He will line a ball foul, hit well.
Yeah, he's got power like we saw yesterday with the home run there in the second game. But he also has line drive ability, and he just put a bunt down his last time up. So he's definitely a very versatile player who's got speed when he's healthy too.
That'll be a called strike on the outside corner. 1-2 count versus RJ Larocco.
I know he hasn't done it all this year either, but RJ's another guy with position versatility, an outfielder, but he also caught a lot last year, so he's got a lot of versatility to his name as well.
He will ground the ball to second base, 2-hopper. Easy play for Blackburn. He will throw RJ Larocco out at first. 2 quick outs here for Blackburn.
Nice play there for Marivas. While routine, those are plays that need to be made when you want to win games. It's good to see him stick with it and get the ball over to first in a timely fashion.
Ben Swords up to bat. Will ground the ball to short and that to third, and that is another error for Blackburn. Wow, the third baseman again.
I think that one looked more like a hit to me. I don't know what the official score is going to say, but that was a tough hop there and kind of in the hole.
Regardless, a hit or error, definitely a play that should have been made. And for our trivia question of the day, who holds the all-time highest on-base percentage in Major League Baseball history? A. Lou Gehrig. B. Babe Ruth. C. Ted Williams. Or D. Barry Bonds. The answer will be told in the bottom of the 8th inning. Stay tuned for that. And Ben Swords will be picked off stealing. Good play by Blackburn.
That's 2 on the day now.
Yeah, 2 on the day. 7-2 Gorloks through 4 innings. And we are back here at GCS in the top of the 5th inning. Ben Kowalski back on the mound, out for his 3rd inning. And he will fire for strike 1 on the inside corner. It seems every pitch so far, Smeeves, has been a first pitch strike for Kowalski.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to fill the zone and getting inside there with the fastball. He's got a very lively fastball.
Sullivan will fly into shallow center field. Staker will be calling it off and make the play. 1 out.
Yeah, Staker's usually in charge of all plays like that. When you're a 6-year guy who's captained the infield for as many years as he has, he's going to be in charge of all those plays, especially with a guy like A.J. Smith at second base who's a little inexperienced there, and the outfielders running in with the wind swirling like it is. It's definitely Staker's ball the whole way.
Whenever a pop-up goes up, you always have to want the ball, and Matt Staker definitely wants the ball. Kowalski will miss low for ball 1. Blackburn will show bunt. That'll be taken for strike 1. Adam Holm, a hit in each of the first 2 games versus the Warlocks this series, is 0 for 2 today. Kowalski deals. That's the slider right there. Swing and a miss from Holm. Strike 1. What do you see on the movement from that pitch?
It just plays so well off of his fastball there. He's definitely figured out how to throw that, and we haven't seen as many changeups today, but that pitch is even more of a compliment.
And there it is again, strike 3. As Zach Goodman will throw it around. That is another strikeout for Ben Kowalski.
It's been awesome to see how he's kind of come on here as a 5th-year guy who didn't have many innings in his first 4 years. Now he's kind of been our dominant guy out of the bullpen. It's just awesome to see his rise.
And that's now 6 batters faced and 3 strikeouts in this one for Kowalski. And the second baseman, Jaden Arrivez, is up for Blackburn again. He will foul that away. 1-1 count with 2 outs here for Blackburn. The 1-1 pitch. Slider again, swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Kowalski.
I'd expect to see probably another one of those. Obviously, not a great swing there. Doesn't seem to be seeing the ball well in the box, so I wouldn't be surprised to see another one coming.
1-2 pitch grounded over to Matt Staker on short. He will field and throw on the run and get him out at first base. The score remains 7-2 Webster through 4.5. And we are back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Coming into pitch for Blackburn, number 30, Ryan Hanslow, righty sidearm. What should these Webster batters expect to see from the sidearm, Smeeves?
Yeah, we saw him yesterday. Came in the first game, won an inning, didn't give up any runs, 2 hits. Just brings another factor into play here with this different arm slot for the Webster hitters.
Evan Avalo will slice the ball into shallow left field, and a diving catch by the shortstop. Great play.
What a play.
Both the left fielder and the shortstop dove for it. The shortstop was able to slide and come up with it.
That was an outstanding play, tricky play as well with the wind. 3 guys converging on the ball. We saw a little bit of a collision there. Shortstop, who I was probably the least bit expected to make that play, was the one that came up with the catch there.
Always tough with those shallow pop-ups hit into that Bermuda Triangle between 3 players. Shortstop able to come up with it. And Parker Wheel will step into the box here for Webster.
See if he can repeat his last performance there with the Grand Slam and add to a nice day.
And the 1-0 pitch from Hanslow will be fouled away. On top of the concession stands down the left field line. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled down the right field line.
With a lot of lefties in this lineup, Coach Hammond's got to be on his toes down there in the first base coach's box. A lot of lefties with a lot of bat speed.
Slider thrown by Hanslow, fouled down the left field line and out of play. It looked like originally the third baseman would have a chance to play that ball, but with the wind really just slicing out of play deep into the concourse here at GCS.
Just looking over, looks like a nice contingent of Gorlock fans and students out here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, really nice turnout, nice crowd here. Great to play baseball in front of.
It's our Gorlock's first home weekend in over a month.
And the 1-2 pitch to Wheel. Slider will miss outside in the other batter's box. And Wheel will foul it again down the left field line into the concourse once more.
He's really working a nice at-bat here. He rarely gives up at-bats, good as hitter as he is.
Seems like Hanslow does not want to throw many fastballs, just slider after slider. And there's a fastball that comes in on the hands. Wheel fouling that one out of play too. And a pitcher who has a batter and 2 strikes and just cannot get the batter out with anything, that's got to be frustrating, Smeeves.
Yeah, I know, especially facing a lineup like this where guys will work your count, work the at-bat. You don't have anything, when you don't have a lot of stuff that you can beat them with against these guys.
And finally, a ball hit into fair territory will actually fade outside the foul line, but the play made by the third baseman.
Yeah, it was a good job on Hanslow's end there. Working, I mean, it's frustrating as a pitcher when guys constantly fouling off 4 or 5 pitches in an at-bat. Just got to stay locked in, and he did a nice job there of going back to what he has success with and trusting it.
And now up to bat, the 7th-year senior A.J. Smith here for Webster. He will take ball 1 outside. As we mentioned earlier, has a lot of versatility getting the start at second base today. And is 0 for 2 with the ground ball to second base. Arribas makes a nice backhand play and a good scoop at first base. Blackburn will get Webster in a 1-2-3 inning. Score remains 7-2 Webster through 5. Yes, Ben Kowalski will remain in the game. As we mentioned earlier, it'll be interesting to see how deep Kowalski will go with a pretty big slate of games later this week for Webster University. Leading it off for Blackburn, Tyler Jackson, who will pop a ball up. Really high pop into the high sky
Goodman
here.
doesn't see it.
It will be out of play.
Yeah, Goodman was in the close to the third base dugout, and the ball was not relatively close to the third base dugout.
Nowhere near.
Tough play with the wind and the sun and everything. I don't blame him.
Hardest sky to see it too. High sky, few clouds.
Just looking ahead like we were talking about Kowalski and how long he'll go. Gorlock's had a bit of a schedule change here for the upcoming week. They'll play 2 games against Franklin College at home on Wednesday.
As Jackson will fly a ball deep into right field. Malik there to make the play.
And then one game against Aurora University, a top 25 ranked team, on Thursday night at 6 o'clock at Illinois Wesleyan in Bloomington, Illinois. A couple hours up the road, meet halfway for both schools as it is during the week.
Game time had to move versus Aurora due to snow in the forecast later this week up north.
Certainly hope that's not snow in the forecast down here.
Definitely not down here. That was their schedule change, not ours. Another foul ball. 0-2 count now on the catcher, RJ Arredondo, who is 1 for 2 today.
Yeah, we've talked about Kowalski a lot and what he brings to the table, but one of the best things about watching him is just how he gets the ball and how quick. He's in such a good rhythm. He doesn't take long in between pitches, and he just gets up there and throws the ball.
Good pitch there for strike 3. Slider in the dirt. Zach Goodman will tag out Arredondo on the drop strike 3. That is now 2 outs in this inning, 2 quick ones. Now it looks like he's just pitching with another level of confidence this year.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He's had a great start to the year, and when you get ahead 0-2 in the count like we've talked about all day, it just brings so much more to the table that you can provide.
And Kowalski just expects to pitch well every time he's out there.
Yep.
And he'll hit the outside corner again. That fastball really working for strike 1 early in the count versus these Blackburn hitters. I don't know if I can remember a time today that he's been behind.
Yeah, we don't have the numbers, but I would have ventured to guess he's probably close to 75 to 80% strikes so far. There's another one.
Fouled away there. He will now have Lozano, the first baseman, who's 1 for 2 today, in another 0-2 count today for Kowalski. The 0-2 pitch fouled away by Lozano.
Another 0-2 count. I imagine we'll see something in the dirt here. In the dirt and off the plate.
With the righty-heavy lineup for Blackburn, we've seen Kowalski's slider more. Haven't seen the changeup much today.
It's a great pitch there.
Kowalski the other day talking to us about his role coming out of the bullpen, not really knowing when he's going to pitch. Took him a few years to get used to, but now he's embraced the role of coming in high leverage situations whenever he's needed. He always expects to pitch.
Yeah, I know coming into the year, we had talked and he had expected to be a starter, and it didn't work out for him to be a starter, but he's just as important, if not more important, in the bullpen. So I'm glad to see he hasn't been discouraged by that.
That ball will be grounded up the middle. Tough play for A.J. Smith. Will go in as an infield single.
Yeah, tough play all around.
Ben Kowalski is leading Webster in 12 appearances this year. He's third on the team with 30 and a third innings. And is second behind J.T. Miller. Not sure how the ERA will round out after today's game, but coming into the day, 0.6 of a point behind J.T. Miller in the lead for Webster University's ERA.
The biggest thing we talked about is kind of that strikeout to walk ratio. He is coming in the day with 34 strikeouts. He's got a couple more today and only 8 walks. When you work like that, not many guys are getting on base outside of when they hit the ball.
Another reason Kowalski told us he feels so comfortable this year is he has a better understanding of throwing his pitches away from batters. He does not want to throw the changeup into righties, and he does not want to throw the slider into lefties. He's going to use that in reverse splits, so he's going to use the changeup on righty-lefty and the slider on righty-righty. The 1-1 pitch will miss outside. Brock Learley at the plate today, 0 for 1, getting the start as the designated hitter. He will swing through that pitch for strike 2.
You saw there, he's got a high upper 80s fastball there, and when you mix that upper 80s fastball with that wipeout slider, there's a reason he's had so much success this year.
Two-two pitch. Flied high in the infield. Parker will call the ball and make the catch. And we are through 5.5 innings. Webster University 7, Blackburn 2. And we are back at GCS Ballpark here in the bottom of the sixth. Malik Weirgiz will be leading it off for the Gorlocks. And what do you have on the pitching change here for Blackburn, Smeeves?
Number 12,
Oh,
it's into the game. Yeah, another soft tossing lefty, and Jarrett Reed into the game for the Beavers. Strike one there, and kind of looks a little bit similar to the starter that Blackburn had today.
and Reed will miss for a ball there. 1-1 count to Malik Weirgiz.
Reed actually started the first game yesterday for Blackburn. Went 2 innings, only gave up 1 run.
He will show bunt. Take that outside. Again, another bunt attempt for Webster. And Malik Weirgiz will swing and foul that out of the line and out of play.
Looks like he's getting the ball and working quickly, which is good to see here, especially for a team that needs to get back in the dugout and back to their bats. And Blackburn has tried to put something together to get back in this game.
Malik Weirgiz will ground the ball to shortstop, fielded, thrown, and he will beat it out. That is a bad call. They will call him out. Definitely safe at first base there.
Yeah, it looked like a bang-bang play there.
And Zach Goodman will foul the first pitch of the at-bat down the right field line.
This is one thing on Goodman here. As he's gotten deeper into his career in a Webster uniform, he's really learned how to use all sides of the field. Used to be a strictly pull guy, but he's been able to use the left center field, left field kind of gap to bring another dimension to his game here instead of just being a strictly pull guy where teams can just shift him.
Catcher is 1 for 2 today on the day with a double. And he will foul the 1-1 pitch out of play. One-two pitch, lefty-lefty matchup. He will see a breaking ball, and he will drive another ball deep to right field. Good play by the right fielder of Blackburn in the corner.
Yeah, it looks like he hit that kind of off the end of his bat there. If he had gotten the barrel on it, that could have gone a long way, as it already did make it to the warning track just coming off the end of it.
Now, big iron on his hip. Matt Staker will come up to bat for Webster here with 2 outs.
It's a walk-up song that fits in perfectly.
The 0-0 pitch will miss low to Matt Staker. Staker will fly a ball in the shallow left field. Left fielder coming in, and he will make the play. Score remains 7-2 after 6 here at GCS Ballpark. Ben Kowalski remains on the bump here for Webster in the top of the 7th inning. At bat for Blackburn, Blaine Dunning 0 for 1 today, getting the start in left field, and he will swing through strike one. Appeared to be another slider for Ben Kowalski.
Yeah, we've talked about for multiple innings now how long Ben will go, and kind of in a gray area in this game right now where it's a 5-run lead, but it's not really out of hand, and it's not exactly that close either. So I know Coach would like to get some inexperienced and young guys in to get some at-bats and pitch some innings, but kind of in a gray area right now where he doesn't know what side to go on.
And it will appear he will stay cautious, leaving his veterans in to hopefully secure this lead and win for Webster University. And that'll miss for a ball. 2-1. Rare time today where Ben Kowalski has been behind an account.
Yeah, I mean, we see Devin Scholstead. Looks like Devin Scholstead is up in the bullpen for the Golocks, another guy who's thrown a lot this year out of the bullpen. So it's another guy that Coach trusts to come in and get out.
Kowalski will miss in again. 3-1 now to Dunning at the plate. And how much recovery time would Kowalski need if he goes 70, 80, 90 pitches today?
Yeah, I mean, if he goes 70 or more, he's probably done until next weekend, I would imagine, or at least Thursday.
So Wednesday would probably be...
If he goes more than this inning, Wednesday would probably be out of the picture, which I know Coach doesn't want Wednesday to be out of the picture. Although he did go... He went 5 1/3, which about 75 pitches on Wednesday, and he bounced back on Sunday. So he can do it.
Dunning will draw the rare walk there from Kowalski, as Goodman will come out to talk to him, possibly giving Devin Scholstead, tall lefty, 6'6", out of Tampa, Florida, in the bullpen, additional time to warm up. Classic manager decision here, telling Goodman to talk to him. Then Goodman will return to home plate, and the second he does, Coach Courage will walk out to the mound, definitely buying time for Devin Scholstead to warm up. And it appears that that'll be it for Kowalski. Coach Courage not wanting to run his pitch count up too high. And Devin Scholstead will come in. We'll be back to you at GCS Ballpark. And the tall lefty out of Tampa, Florida, Devin Scholstead into pitch. What do you have on him, Smeeves?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to come in and he's thrown a lot of strikes this year. I think one thing he struggled with a little bit last year was the amount of strikes he's thrown, but he's come in and done a nice job. Fastball, changeup, curveball.
As pitch one will miss for a ball on a shown bunt attempt.
It didn't look like it missed by much there.
We also have a couple defensive replacements in the 7th inning. Can you tell us anything about them, Smeeves?
Yeah, Bo Slaymaker is in the second base for A.J. Smith. He's in the second base for A.J. Smith, and another guy that's kind of worked his way into the lineup here. And then Aaron Hopp has gone into center field, and Adam Lovell shifted over to right.
Playmaker, Slaymaker, and once again for the Gorlocks late in games, starting to see some playing time as a defensive sub late in games. As Scholstead will get behind to Trevor Platt, 3-0. And that one must have missed outside.
Definitely don't like to see that. It's definitely not ideal coming in out of the bullpen and throwing your first 4 pitches are all balls. And we got a little bit of trouble here for Scholstead with first and second, nobody out.
Wouldn't be surprised to see activity in the Webster bullpen here pretty soon.
Be interesting to see who he chooses to go to because he's gone through. This is both of the 2 horses out of the pen are in the game now or have been used already.
Scholstead will find the zone here for strike 1. First strike of the day for Scholstead. Facing Ian Sullivan, the 9-hitter here for Blackburn, who is 0 for 2 today, getting the start at third base. Sullivan will line a ball foul down the right field line. Scholstead now getting ahead early, 0-2 count versus Ian Sullivan.
I would anticipate probably a breaking ball of some sort here on 0-2.
We'll go with the fastball. Sullivan will foul it off. Scholstead comes sets. He deals. Breaking ball and misses low. Sullivan will not bite on that pitch. Now a 1-2 count. No outs here. In the top of the 7th inning, Gorlocks lead 7-2. And the pitch. Misses down and away again, 2-2.
It's like Sebastian Barrera is warming up in the bullpen for the Gorlocks, the freshman. Let's see if Scholstead can get a ground ball here.
Fastball gets away from Scholstead there. Misses outside. Goes from 0-2 to 3-2. Good at bat for Ian Sullivan. This is a big opportunity if the Beavers want to get back into this one.
Yep, big opportunity or big moment here in this game in the top of the 7th inning.
The 3-2 pitch. Wow, off the corner. Caught a ball. Devin Scholstead will now walk, the bases loaded. Late in game, 3 consecutive walks for Webster, 1 from Kowalski, 2 from Scholstead. Not what you want to see if you're Coach Kirch. Looks like Sebastian Barrera is getting hot in the bullpen. And Scholstead will throw another ball. 1-0 count here to Adam Holm, 0 for 3 on the day.
Yeah, you just need to take a deep breath and relax here. He's all right. Let's get a ground ball.
And he will find a strike there. Fastball working for him there, 1-1 count. Scholstead misses low, 2-1 to Adam Holm. Grounded down the line. Swords cannot make the play. Off the wall. 2 runs will score as RJ LaRocca will throw the ball in.
Yeah, the
Time is called.
Tough play there from Swords down the line. One that he'll say that he would like to make there, and he'll say that he should have made that play, but kind of a tough play there with him kind of reaching back, going down the line. All of a sudden, we have a ball game.
And now the tying run comes up to the plate for the Beavers. With second and third, no outs. Double play is not intact. This is a prime opportunity for Blackburn. As Scholstead will miss outside for ball one. Would not imagine that it is long before Courage will make a mound visit and possibly a pitching change. Scholstead sets and fires. Foul down the line.
Yeah, an odd swing there, especially on 1-0. It's very defensive, almost like he thought he might have had 2 strikes.
Definitely an odd swing there. You want to be aggressive in a situation like this. A big RBI opportunity with second and third. No outs. Line to the right side. One hopper to Bo Slaymaker, and that will do the job. Good at bat there for the second baseman, Jaden Arrivez, as he will pick up an RBI and move the runner over from second to third. That probably would have been a line out if Webster had been playing in. They will opt to keep the infield back. Tyler Jackson up to bat. He will foul the first pitch back for strike one.
Scholstead needed to get ahead there, and after struggling in the last few batters.
And a squeeze opportunity. Safety squeeze, actually. Does not have to bunt, as the runner will not start running towards home until the ball is put in play, and he will take it for a ball. Now a ground ball anywhere in the infield other than the pitcher will score the run. The infield still playing back. And Scholstead will miss outside for ball two. Might not be a bad idea to put Jackson on base. The 3-hitter here for Blackburn would set up a double play opportunity if Coach Courage decides to intentionally walk him. And Scholstead will find the zone there.
I don't know if you want to put the tying run on base, however.
Yeah, that's the decision a manager has to make. Now Scholstead's 2-2. Ground ball to third base. Swords fields and throws, gets the out at first base, but Tyler Jackson will knock in the 6th run of the day here for Blackburn, making it a 1-run game, a very effective inning here, as they will score 4 runs. Inning is not over yet, however, only 2 outs.
They've really done a nice job of taking advantage of those walks early on in the inning. See now if Scholstead can get us out of the inning here.
First pitch to RJ Arredondo. 4-hitter here for Blackburn will foul it back. 1 for 3 on the day. Scholstead will miss low for ball 1. One pitch in for a strike.
I'd anticipate a changeup here. You know, Scholstead, that's his usual strikeout pitch. Now on a 1-2 count, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we see.
And that pitch will get away from Scholstead. He will hit Arredondo in the foot, putting a runner on with 2 outs. Coach Courage will now walk out to the mound. This may be it for Scholstead.
Yeah, he's had an active day going out to the mound a bunch of times so far.
And he will signal down. Sebastian Pereira will come in. 7-6 score locks. And we are back, and a pitching change has been made. Now pitching for the Webster University Warlocks, the freshman Sebastian Barrera from Chicago, Illinois. What do you have on him, Smeeves?
Yeah, he's a freshman. Obviously, coach. He's a great kid. Comes in and he'll throw a lot of strikes. He doesn't have any overpowering stuff, but it's a good mix: fastball, slider, an occasional changeup. We'll look to get out of the inning here with a ground ball or so.
After starting behind with a ball, he will get a swing and miss for strike one. 1-1 count to Andrew Lozano, who has been the Beavers' hottest hitter here today, going 2 for 3 in the 5-hole, getting the start at first base. Barrera will come set, and he'll deliver to the plate. Lozano taking it low and away for ball 2. And Barrera will check over to first, pickoff attempt.
Now, you said he's a freshman from Brother Rice High School. Myself, also being from the Chicagoland area, I know a lot about Brother Rice. It's a great baseball program.
And he will check over to first base again.
Nate Mosqueda, who's also a freshman on the Warlocks, is also from Brother Rice, so two good friends on the same team at college is pretty cool.
Coming over here together, cool indeed it is.
There's that ground ball.
Staker will handle and toss over to Slaymaker. That's 3 outs in the end of the inning. Blackburn has done its damage for this inning, though, scoring 4 runs in the top of the half. 7-6 Warlocks.
We're making this a ball game again. With quick 2 outs, hopefully Swords can get something going here.
He will take straight or ball one in the dirt, an off-speed pitch that misses the zone. As will ball two. And the pitch misses again. 3-0 count to Ben Swords. Webster University's 3-hitter.
It looks like all is quiet in the Beaver bullpen, but on the Gorlock side, Carter Hunt is warming up. Usually a starter, but today he's out of the bullpen.
Swords takes a big hack there on 3-0. Swings through it for strike one. 3-1 count. And the pitch. Fly down the right field line and will slice out of play into the grill house here at GCS.
You could use a nice shot of energy here from Swords with a base hit or maybe something in the gap here.
The 3-2 pitch. Curveball popped up in the air. Shallow right field. Second baseman drifting back. Right fielder will come in and make the catch. Track the ball nicely. And that is through 7 innings here at GCS. Score remains 7-6 Gorlocks. And a pitching change here for Webster University. The so far impressive freshman Carter Hunt will come in. And Smeeves, what do you have to say about Carter Hunt this year?
Yeah, I mean, 6 appearances, but none out of the bullpen to start the year. So this is a new territory for Carter. He's got a very nice curveball, very loopy curveball with a pretty lively fastball and very smooth mechanics. So we'll see how he does out of the bullpen here as his new territory.
And strike one will be fouled back by Brock. Literally the designated hitter today, who is 0 for 2 so far.
And there's that curveball that I was talking about just a second ago. It's kind of backed him up there.
Really good movement on that pitch. Kind of a 12-6 action. There it is again. Literally will hold to make it a 1-2 count. And the pitch. Curveball out in front. Check swung down the left field line. Third base line and foul.
That pitch really plays well out of the bullpen from Carter, especially none of the guys that have pitched before that have a very loopy curveball like Carter does, so something that these Beaver hitters haven't seen so far today.
And the pitch. Fastball missed low. 2-2 count. The Beavers have 6 more outs here in the top of the 8th and the top of the 9th to hopefully score one more run put pressure on Webster. And the curveball again just misses outside. Great pitch there from Carter Hunt. And he will fill up the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Blackburn trying to get the leadoff hitter on. You can see how far up in the box he is, expecting the curveball. Carter Hunt will come to the fastball and walk. No, strike 3. Pitch appeared to be inside, but strike 3 call there from the umpire, giving Carter Hunt his first strikeout of the day.
Yeah, we'll never know, but it might have been a little bit of a makeup call there after the previous pitch. So, I don't know. A lot of tendencies in baseball find their way back to the medium here. So, it's good to see Carter get the first guy out.
Blackburn shows bunt. Blaine Dunning. And that will be strike 1 as he takes the pitch. 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded over to Swords at third. Will recover, throw to first, and make the play.
Yeah, Swords is really good at sticking with the ball. Even if he gets a bad hop or he bobbles it, he sticks with it and has a very nice arm to get it over there in time.
And that's 2 up and 2 down for Blackburn. Not what they were hoping for this inning, needing a base runner on base for them to hopefully tie the game. And now up with 2 outs is Trevor Platt, the center fielder. And will ground a ball down the right field line for strike 1. Foul.
Yes, as a starter who's usually used to starting and kind of not coming out of the bullpen, it could be hard at first to have that focus coming in, but you're never going to have a shortage of adrenaline coming in a 1-run game. So it's good to see Carter use that adrenaline to his advantage.
Down the third base line, good play from Swords, fields and throws and gets the out at first base. Good scoop by Parker, wheeled over there. And the Gorloks are now 3 outs away from a victory through 7.5 innings. Gorlock 7, Blackburn 6. And we are back to here in the bottom of the 8th inning here at GCS Ballpark. Bryson Rigsby will be coming into the game as a pinch hitter. Here appears to be for Evan Avalo. What can you say about him? What should we expect?
I mean, a lot of speed on the bases. If he gets on, he's more than likely going to swipe it back. And you see that respect for the speed with the guy at third protecting against the bunt.
He will take for strike 1.
He was a few feet shy of a home run yesterday. They're giving him a hard time in the dugout that he had no juice.
Good cut there, swing and a miss. Now an 0-2 count against Bryson Rigsby. Pinch hitting here for Evan Avalo. The pitch misses outside.
Interesting. I'm not surprised Bryson's pinch hitting, but I'm kind of surprised the guy he's pinch hitting for. I don't know if Avalo has an injury or what, but usually he's a mainstay in the lineup.
Rigsby will take the 1-2 outside, 2-2 count.
He'll always give you a good at-bat, even if he falls down 0-2.
And he will line that pitch foul into the bleachers.
That not to look ahead to next year, but with the graduation of a lot of guys in the lineup, he looks like a guy that could really stick around at the top of the order as a leadoff guy next year with that speed that he has.
And he will ground the ball to second base, and he will run hard down the line and be thrown out by one step, making the play really close there. That is one out for Webster. Really, since that explosive third inning for Webster, where they scored 6 runs, not a lot of offense since. As Parker Wheel, leading the team in batting, will step to the plate. 1 for 3 today with that grand slam in that third inning. And will take the 0-0 pitch inside for ball 1.
Yeah, it looks like the umpire might have worn that one off the foot there, kind of walking it off.
And now for our trivia question earlier, who has the highest on-base percentage in Major League Baseball history of all time? As Parker will ground a ball to shortstop and be thrown out at first. Options were A, Lou Gehrig, B, Babe Ruth, C, Ted Williams, and D, Barry Bonds. And Smeeves does not know the answer to this question. Who do you think it is, Smeeves?
Well, there's, obviously 4 great choices right there. I think I'm leaning to the guy that's actually, 3 out of the 4 guys of those choices are in the Hall of Fame. The one guy that's not is Barry Bonds, and I think he's the one that I'm gonna pick.
Actually, the correct answer is C, Ted Williams, who is also the most recent batter in Major League Baseball to bat over 400. As Bo Slaymaker steps to the plate and takes the first pitch for ball 1. And he will show bunt, and that'll be ball 2. Bo Slaymaker, 0 for 4 in the season, coming in as a defensive replacement late in games, getting only his 5th at-bat on the year. Working deep count here, 2-1, takes that for a strike. And we'll be seeing his 4th pitch in the at-bat here. 2-1 pitch, fouled back.
He really wanted that one. He put a good swing on that one. Didn't get a lot on it, but gave it a good swing.
Two-two pitch. Ground ball fouled down the right field line into the Blackburn bullpen.
It certainly wasn't fouled by much.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Dugan deals to Bo Slaymaker. Curveball in on the hands. Feels that it hit him. Umpire will appeal down to first base. And he will say that it hits him. Bo Slaymaker will reach first base for the first time this season. And another defensive replacement who is now batting for Webster is Aaron Hopp, who has gone in the game in center field for Malik Wirgas, as Adam Level will shift to right field.
I know there's 2 outs, but here's another guy that's a candidate to lay down a bunt with the speed that he has.
Third baseman of Blackburn does appear ready for that, playing even with the base paths. Dugan will bounce a pitch short of home plate, gets away from the catcher. Bo Slaymaker around second, and he's going for third, where he will be thrown out. As we were talking about yesterday, 2 outs, you don't want to make the first or third out at third base. As you are already in scoring position, a sac fly will not score you with 2 outs on third. And Carter Hunt will remain in here for Webster University, looking to pick up his first college save of his career, going for the 2-out save, as he will be facing the 9-hole hitter Ian Sullivan, the third baseman of the Beavers. First pitch is fouled away for strike one.
Yeah, Hunt's done a really nice job of getting strike one here, coming out of the bullpen. Like we said, unfamiliar territory for him, but he's made it look very easy so far.
And he will drop in the curveball, flashing it there. Nice 12-6 action for strike two. Has Sullivan deep in a hole here, 0-2. He can use any pitch that he wants.
I'd anticipate another one maybe in the dirt.
Another one indeed.
Yeah, Goodman.
Sullivan able to foul that one off, though.
Yeah, Goodman was set up for it like it was supposed to be in the dirt. Obviously didn't hit his spot, but it didn't hurt him.
Sullivan steps back in. He will try to reach base in hopes of tying the game for Blackburn. Another curveball. That one will stay high. It did not have enough bite to it. And Sullivan will take that for the first ball of the count. 1-2 to Ian Sullivan. Hunt deals. Curveball again. Strike three. Sullivan swings through it. 2 outs away from a Webster victory.
Yeah, the pitch is just not easy to hit, and if you do hit it, it's not going very far.
The leadoff hitter, Adam Holm, who has now reached base via a hit in all 3 games this weekend versus Webster University, 1 for 4 on the day. Hunt will throw another curveball, drop that in for a strike. Blackburn does not have an answer for Carter Hunt's curveball. A ton of movement, 12-6 action. Hunt working fast. He'll deal again. He will drop another curveball in.
Yeah, we've seen a heavy dose of those curveballs so far, and I don't anticipate that changing here anytime soon.
The pitch, grounded up the middle. Staker dives, makes the play, throws from a knee, hops to first. And Holm will beat it out for an infield single for his second hit of the day. The tying run for Blackburn is now on first base, just as they wanted. Blackburn bench outside of the dugout and looking excited. Really in the game. Nobody left in the bullpen. Everybody in the dugout for Blackburn. With the heart of the lineup up, the 2-hole Arrivez now steps into the box. 0 for 3 today on the day. Hunt will throw over to first.
Yeah, really, I mean, the first time all weekend we've heard their bench be pretty lively, and rightfully so. I mean, they're in a one-run ball game here.
Especially after 30-something, I believe it's 37 consecutive losses to Webster. The bench is really into it. Good move there by Hunt. Holm will slide back safe into first. Hunt sets. He deals. Pitch low. Goodman can't find it. It's at his feet. Holm will not go, though. He will stay at first.
They hear everyone yelling feet, letting them know where the ball's at. Obviously not easy as a catcher with that helmet on. Your sight lines are a little bit off.
And the 1-0 pitch. Looks like Arrivez was taking there all the way. Hunt will just throw a strike right down the middle. For a 1-1 count. 1 out. 7-6 Webster. Arrivez at the plate. Runner on first. Hunt will throw over. Closer than it looked, but...
Yeah, he's got a great pickoff move there. Obviously, you don't want that guy to get in scoring position. That's why I keep him close.
And he will throw over once more. Holm expecting it that time. Slides back safe into first. Nice snap tag by Parker Wilt, making some of those pickoff plays even closer than they may have been. Hunt will send once more and throw over again. Webster really concerned about Holm on first base. Speedy leadoff hitter, 2 for 5 today. Coach Kirch does not want him to advance to second base. Hunt will deal. Drops a curveball and possible double play ball to Swords, to Slaymaker, to first, and Webster wins 7-6. Carter Hunt with his first college career save. What do you have to say, Smeeves,
Yeah,
post game?
I mean, obviously too close for comfort for the Gorloks, but a win is a win, and it's never easy to win a baseball game. When you do, you should feel good about yourself. So, I mean, great fight from the Beavers. Honestly, outside of the second game yesterday, they put up a good fight in the first game too. So, outside of their record, they still play hard. So, it was a good weekend for the Gorloks overall.
And Gorlock of the day, Parker Wheel with a big grand slam back in the third inning, providing 4 RBIs today for Webster in this close 7-6 game. Thanks for listening. I'm Jared Wasserman, and this is Jordan Smeevil. And thanks for watching the Gorlock Sports Network.